Welcome to the Recipients of Honor YouTube channel. This channel is dedicated to telling the stories of Medal of Honor recipients. This episode is about the history of the Medal of Honor, the designs of the medal, and the requirements to earn it. Before we dive in, please make sure to subscribe to the channel for the inspiring stories of the recipients of the Medal of Honor and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Also make sure to like, comment, and share with a friend. The Medal of Honor is the highest award in the United States military for valor in action. It is a distinguished award and represents specific values such as bravery, integrity, courage, and sacrifice. To earn this medal is to showcase a true desire to do what is right, regardless of the adversity that is being faced. Only the deserving are awarded this medal, and the total number of recipients is 3,535, with only 19 of those being double recipients. Although this medal has become a symbol of values and distinction, it has humble beginnings. Let's take a look at the chronological history. It started out as a simple idea from an Iowa senator by the name of James W. Grimes. The idea was to present medals of honor to enlisted seamen and Marines who distinguished themselves by gallantry in action and other seaman-like qualities during the American Civil War. Grimes introduced the legislation to Congress on December 9, 1861. President Abraham Lincoln later signed the legislation on December 21, 1861, which created the Navy's Medal of Honor. Legislation was introduced on February 21, 1862, for Congress to create the Army's Medal of Honor. This legislation was introduced by Henry Wilson, a senator from Massachusetts. The medal was specifically for non-commissioned officers that displayed gallantry in action during the American Civil War. It wasn't until July 12, 1862, that President Lincoln signed the legislation to officially create the Army's Medal of Honor. Army officers were ineligible for the medal until March 3 of 1863. Edward Stanton, the Secretary of War, presented the first Medals of Honor to a group of 6 Army men who were part of Andrew's Raiders. The group attempted to hobble a railroad line in Georgia, and the 6 men were presented with the medal on March 25, 1863. Private Jacob Parrott became the first person to receive the Medal of Honor. A few months later, on the 15th of May, 1863, Robert Williams became the first naval recipient, and on July 10th of the same year, Corporal John F. Mackey became the first Marine Corps member to receive the medal. Make sure to check the channel for the videos of Parrott, Williams, and Mackey for more details about their story. The Army's medal went through some cosmetic redesigns in 1896. The medal ribbon was changed from the original flag design to stripes of red, white, and blue. June 26, 1897, new standards were introduced which required eyewitness statements, recommendations from someone other than the recipient, and the recommendation being submitted within a year of the action. In 1904, the Army's medal went through another redesign, with the 5-point star being surrounded by a green laurel leaf and suspended from a light blue ribbon that bore 13 stars, which represented the original 13 colonies. This change became known as the Giuseppe, named after the designer, General George Giuseppe. President Theodore Roosevelt signed an executive order on June 20, 1905, that mandated the presentation of the medal in a formal ceremony. Prior to this order being signed, recipients would receive the medal either at their military muster or even by mail. It seems extremely informal to have committed a great act of courage and bravery just to be presented with the medal through the mail. Congress created legislation on April 27, 1906, and established the Army and Navy Medal of Honor roll that included a monthly pension for recipients over the age of 65. The only requirement was that the recipient must have been recognized for gallantry in conflict. In 1913, the Navy altered their ribbon design to match the same pattern as the Army. Another change for the Naval Medal of Honor was in 1915, when officers became eligible. Up until 1915, the Naval Medal of Honor was intended only for enlisted personnel. July 9th of 1918, the Pyramid of Honor was established. This Pyramid of Honor differentiates the Medal of Honor from other medals of military valor such as the Purple Heart. The Naval Medal of Honor had its redesign in 1919 by adding the Tiffany Cross, which was specific for recipients that demonstrated heroism in combat situations. The star design remained the same for recipients in non-combat situations. This design only lasted until 1942, although, when on August 9th it was changed back to the only being the single 5-pointed star design regardless of the situation. On the 10th of August 1956, the Air Force received the authorization to create their own Medal of Honor from Congress. President Dwight Eisenhower signed a congressional charter on August 5, 1958, which ultimately created the Congressional Medal of Honor Society. Some major changes were made to the guidelines for awarding the medal. Congress made changes on July 25, 1963, that declared the medal can be awarded to those who were engaged in military action against an opposing enemy force of the United States. This included those who were serving with an allied force and were involved in military action against an opposing armed force, even if the conflict didn't include the United States as the primary party. Recommendations needed to report the action, the battlefield, and the setting. Also, at least 2 sworn eyewitness statements and with other compelling evidence was needed. These recommendations would then follow the military chain of command all the way to the top, ending with the Commander-in-Chief, otherwise known as the President. The Air Force finalized its design in 1965, and this design included the Air Force coat of arms and the head of the Statue of Liberty. Major Bernard Fisher was the first to receive this new design on January 1, 1967. Make sure to check out the channel to watch his story in its entirety. The penultimate change came about in 2003 when the Medal of Honor pension was increased to $1,000 a month, regardless of the recipient's age or the recipient's occupation. 2013 saw the last change of the Medal of Honor, where Congress set the current time limits of their recommendations. The recommendations have to come within 3 years of the valorous action, and their presentation must occur within 5 years. There have been numerous changes to the design, presentation, and legislation regarding the Medal of Honor. But what has never changed is the status of being the highest award for military valor in action. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment something you may have not known about the history of the Medal of Honor, and subscribe for all the stories of the recipients of the medal. Thanks for watching.